Hello, is this working? Yeah, it seems like it's working, so let's start. Today I was planning to have a game, but then I had a match, my official professional match, and then I thought the game was interesting enough to review for you. So today I'll review the game I played today. So the match was the preliminary round of Meijin tournament. It's a very prestigious title. And then they have this preliminary round for all players. So I attended the preliminary because I had the time. And then very luckily, I met this top player of Korea. His name is Seongjin. Won is his family name. And then he used to be one of the top 10 players in Korea. And then I think he was on the final match of some international tournament as well. But then he had to take a break for his 2 years army service in Navy. And then he's back now and he's doing well, but still he's I think about top 15 at the moment. But anyway, he's very strong pro, and then I was happy that I met him in my first round. So this is something interesting that before when I was active, I was very sad when I met strong pros in my first round because back then nothing was more important than winning the game. And then I just wanted to win as many games as I could. But now I care more about playing and enjoying the game, and it excites me when I get to play with these strong pros. I Yes, winning became less important to me. So anyway, let's see the game. In the tournament, each player has 2 hours and the countdown is 1 minute 5 times. So let me show the game. I was black. Oh, and then before I start, I have some announcement. I'll have my first live streaming on September 5th, the Saturday. If you are in the US, it will be 4 p.m. Pacific time or 7 p.m. Eastern time. If you're in Europe, the Central Europe time will be, I think, 1 a.m. But about the time and date, I'll post it on Facebook. Oh, and also after this review, I'll post the SGF file of this video on my Facebook as well, so you can find everything there. And the opponent for my first live streaming hasn't decided yet. But to let you know, my first 4 live streamings will be surprising guests. You will get to know soon enough. But anyway, let's see the game. So I was black, and then I played the first star point, and then played here, and then white came over here. I also like to play these 2 star points as white because it's so simple. And then for black, you don't really want to have a simple opening because you have to pay the komi of 6.5. So black usually starts some opening, and then I chose this one. It's very classic one. And then if white approaches with this one, then black would pincer, and then when white jumps like this, black would peep here and then come to the side. And then because this black's territory is good and this white is still baseless, this result is not very good for white. So white usually doesn't approach so close like this. Also similar result for this one because when black pincers, this black stone is supporting this corner so much. So that's why white usually approaches from either this one or that one. When white comes over here, black can either choose this one or that one. And when black comes over here, which I was planning to do, if white came over here, then white would usually come this one, and here black would peep, and when white answers, black would go to the upper side. So I was picturing this opening, but then my opponent came high over here. So I answered this one, and then if white blocks right away, then black would exchange this one and come over here, and then this is another opening sequence. But in the actual game, white played over here very light, and now that white stone is here, black should answer this way. It could be either this one or that one, and they are about the same, just a little bit different. And then I chose this one. So I think that was more of the preference. And white came over here. And then when your opponent approaches with this large knight move, usually you have two choices. One is to answer from this corner, and the other one is to answer from this side. What would be the deciding factor of these two? You want to do this one only if you want to attack these two. In this case, this black is a little away from this white, and when white comes around here, this upper side would be so good for white. So in this case, black should go to this side. Sometimes black goes over here, but then I chose this one because it seems just a little more stable, but it's not really, not because this one is better, it's just my preference. So after that, white came over here, which is very good place. And now the opening is almost settled. Now you see that there is this corner which is very big, and these corners are also big, and then this upper side and the left side. Where would you play if you were black here? I'm curious. You might think this is preference thing, but then in Korea we have this opening principle that says you must go to the urgent place first, and then wide, and then big places. At this moment, there's no urgent place because this joseki is done and there's no unfinished joseki or no weak group. And then after urgent, this is wide. And wide, the widest place would be here in this left side. Because the upper side, you already have two enclosures from the corner, and on this side there's only one. The big places would be taking the corner over here or going inside over here. So these two would be big places. So in the opening, usually you want to take white place first before the big place. So that's why I came over here in the actual game. And then this is Miai. If white comes from here, then black has the two space here, and white comes here, which is the actual game. And then I can go to this area. So at this point, it would have been simple if black goes as here. But then I didn't like that white could exchange this one and possibly do this one as well. Then I might need another move. Well, this is not bad, it's definitely playable, but I felt a little slow with black. But maybe this was better, I don't know. In the actual game, I came over here, and then I was hoping white would answer here, and then I would get this one. That was what I hoped, but then white came over here, so I took the corner, and then white blocked. So this corner, this shape is very interesting because black doesn't want to exchange this one. That is because later on, like for example, black comes over here. Black plays somewhere else, and then if white wants to do anything, the first would be here. The first intuition would be here, but then black answers here, and then there is not much white can do after that. But if there is this exchange over here, then when white comes here, it becomes one step late ko. white goes like this and that, and white can exchange this one and then do that, and then here. So this is one step late go, meaning white needs to have at least two more code threads, because after this one white also needs to block here. And it becomes the same result when black answers this way, because then white will do this one and that and this one like this. So with this exchange it's one step late ko, but without the exchange it's no ko, it's alive. But black needs to be careful, because when there are white stones like this, white can do this and here. Then even if black gets this one, white connects, so this will be dead. So the timing of exchanging this one is it's very subtle. So that's about this corner. And then I was thinking whether I should go here, and then white will probably do something like this, or whether I should save the one stone right away since white is so strong. I was thinking about it a lot, and then eventually I chose this one. But then now I'm wondering if I should have gone to the upper side. Because in the actual game, when I came out here, white exchanged this one, which is very good move. You know, around here, these are all white sente. So black can't really go out to this side. Also, this peeping is sente. So I just had to run away like this. And then when white came close, I felt a little bad about the opening. So normally when white comes over here, black needs to answer the corner, because the corner is still weak. But then if I do that, white would come around here, and then I also didn't like that this white's territory would become so big. So I was thinking and thinking, I was taking quite some time, and then I decided to get inside. Once I decided to get in, I was wondering if this shorter hit is better or some other invasions like this one. If black plays here, then white will probably push here about twice and then do this one. Then this white is all connected, and then I'll probably need to go out to the center, but then white would come in and my corner is weak. So yeah, it's not very nice scenario. And then I could also think about coming over here, but then white would do that. And again, this is so heavy. So I was thinking, oh, maybe not. So eventually I came over here. I thought I might try to stay away from this corner so that it wouldn't get too weak. And then white jumped, and then I jumped here. So there are some weaknesses like this one, but this pip is sente. So for now it's okay. Also for black doesn't want to pip here first, because if possible black wants to save this pip. Without this pip, the corner is a little less weak. For example, when white comes in like this one, if you think there is pip for black anytime sente, then this corner is a little better. So just in case I need support, I didn't want to exchange this pip. So I just came over here thinking I could do this later when I need it. And then white came over here. This is a very good move, although it seems a little slow, because if white doesn't come, then black will try to split this white. So I did that, and at this point I started getting worried about this white's move, so I exchanged this one, and then I exchanged this one as well. This one not strictly sente, but if white doesn't answer, then this hane is sente. And after this hane, black can make some good eye shape around here, like this one. So before white gets to attack this black group, black might be living inside. So I think that's why white answered here. And then with this exchange, I didn't need this pip so much, so I just jumped. And then when needed to answer, I went to the corner. So at this point, I came over here instead of this one because the black was already surrounded by white. And when it's surrounded like this, there is some aji inside. The most famous one would be to come over here, and then when black needs to disconnect this white, white would exchange this one, and then come over here and then do this one. If black tries to do something like this, then white would cut here and capture this too, like this. Black can also capture this one, but then this is very big. This is, yeah, this can be very bothersome. Also, if black tries to do that, then white would come over here and this one. So this can be very annoying. So eventually I just played this one. With this one, there's no such aji. It's just a little fewer points. If you could be sure that this would be all your points, this would be the maximum. But I thought this was better. So that was it, and then white came over here. White is making very good shape, and I had to run out, and then white came over here. So this was the point that I spent most of my time. Maybe I thought for about 20 minutes or so at this point. I was thinking that I have a weak girl over here and another here. So this is very difficult situation. But the point wise, I have some stable corner here and this one, some potential territory in the side. And although there is a code, this could be also some points for me. For white, white doesn't have any big territory. White has good potential in here and here, but they are not territory yet. They are not very big yet. So I was thinking if I can somehow save these two without getting weak all over, then I have a chance. That's what I was thinking. And then I wasn't sure what would be the best way. So let's see. If I just try to go out, something like this one, white will probably follow, and then I am getting weak over here. And if I answer, white could keep chasing like this, and then still this one is weak. So I was worried, and I wasn't sure what to do. So I was thinking and thinking, and then I ended up doing this one. So this was very strong move. And then my thinking was that if I am so weak, maybe I'll try to have something weak of white as well. So if white came over here, then I was thinking maybe I'll come over here, and then when white needs to block, I'll cut over here like this. And then white can't cut this one. But still white can do something like this. And then I was thinking, maybe I'll do that and this one. And then there is some aji with this pip. Like if white answers, then there is this push. If white needs to answer this way, then this this connection becomes sente. So I might lose these two stones still. But then I could come over here and then make something really big around here. I thought that would be better than having these two weak groups. So that was the plan. And then if white did this one, then I would cut here and then maybe exchange this one and then push. And now, although this tari is really good, still this white's four stones, it's also disconnected from the upper part. So although I still need to run away, I thought maybe this would be better result for me. So eventually white blocked like this and then I cut. And if white attacked something like this, I was thinking maybe I would do this one and then have a ko. This ko is crazy, but any code threat I wouldn't be able to answer. I mean, I wouldn't answer. So I could capture this corner and then I would come over here. Or white could do this one, but I would still come over here and then maybe try this one. So this shape itself is pretty good, right? But anyway, when I cut here, white just connected this one. I think white didn't want to do any call. So here, I was wondering if I should push here. But then when I push, I thought white might attack here. And then I'll need to connect. Because now I am trying to attack these two. And in that case, this one stone is important. But then when white comes here, I'll need another move from this side. And then there's this shape problem. So although this was one option for black, oh, this is not good. Maybe just connect here and then do that. So this was one thing I could do. Maybe white would come over here first. But then I was thinking, well, this is already cut, and then it will be difficult for white to surround this black group with these two stones disconnected. So I was going to just get stronger around here like this and then see what white does to this group. So that's why I did that. And then I thought if I get to capture this one stone, then I might get a few more sente moves around here, which will also help this area of black. But then when I came over here, white did this, and then I think it was very good timing. I wasn't sure how I could answer this one. Like, if I do that, then white would attack here, and I can't connect. And then if I do that, there's this cut. Yeah, so I guess I still had the shape issue. So eventually I decided that I should give up this one stone. So that's why I came over here in the actual game. And then when white attacked, I just pushed through. And then white took this one. It was very thick. But, I got this one stone here. And then I have another sente. So eventually I exchanged this. And then came over here. So with this one, I was roughly connected, not quite. But thanks to this one black stone, white can't really cut. For example, like this one, I can just Atari and then connect here, thanks to this one. Although it's not doing much, it's supporting this connection. So it was a little tricky for white to cut over here. And then I already have this one stone. So this black group is kind of outside as well. So at this point I was thinking, well, it's maybe it's not the best, but somehow I managed with both groups. And then white comes over here, and then this one. So at this point, I was almost running out of my time. And then I was thinking what would be the best way to lead this game to good end game. My biggest concern was that this connection over here was very thin. Territory wise, this would be the best place, I think. But then, this group over here, it doesn't have much eye. So white could attack this group. And then when black needs to go out, white might try something like this one. And then somehow bully this black group also. So I didn't know the detailed plan of white, but I thought I would somehow get stronger around here first before doing this one. And that's why I came over here. I knew white would answer from behind because if white does that, then I would connect like this. And then if white extends, I can cut this one, and this black group is almost alive. And if white connects here, then I can exchange these and then connect here. Also almost alive. And white needs to come back here. So this would be very good result for black. And of course white answered from here, and then I wanted to exchange this one, and I thought I would do that. If white answers here, then maybe I would just come back. Although I didn't get the sente, but still this would be good connection for black. I could even exchange this one. And then there's this aji, so maybe not. But still, this was what was going on in my mind. I was hoping for that. But then white came over here. Actually, there was something that I misread. So in my original plan, I was going to do this one and connect if white cut here. And then I thought if white comes out like this, I would also go out. And then do this one. And then because I already got the corner, I thought some damage around here would be alright. If white comes over here, then I was going to do that. And then I was somehow thinking this was okay for me. But when white actually played this one, I realized that if I connect here, white would just exchange and then peep here first. Then I can't connect because when white comes here, it's all dead. I know. This was very sad. So when I realized that there was this peep, I couldn't just connect anymore. So I attached here. Now I thought I could do the call, like if white cuts here, then I would take this one. And then if white comes over here, which would be the biggest code threat, I thought I would connect. And then when white comes over here, maybe I'll do this one. So now this whole thing became white's territory, but then I got this whole corner and these 4 white stones it needs to leave, maybe coming over here. But then this black group is connected almost, and then I could attack these 3 stones coming over here. And these black 3 stones are light, so I don't need to worry about it very much. So in this case, this white's territory would be very big, but then depending on how much I gain from attacking this white, maybe I'll be able to balance this game. Anyway, I thought it would be better in any case than just doing that. So when I came over here, white didn't start the call. White came over here instead. And that meant I couldn't hane here because then this is not really call. So I had to connect this one, and then white came over here. So now I have some weakness in the corner why white is swallowing this in the biggest possible way. So I also had to try to get as much as I can in the corner. So at first I thought about taking this one, but then I thought white might just come out. And then even connecting is not sente, not really. Because when white goes somewhere else, if black cuts, white can just atari and come out here and then push through. Then this one's still all dead. So I wanted to exchange this one before taking here so that white will need to come back. Or maybe this one. Then I thought this shape would be better for black. But then when I handed here, white just connected this one. At this point, I don't really want to just connect because this would be so big. So I came over here and then white cut, of course. And then I pushed here. There was this interesting shape here though, by the way. If white tried to connect this one, it doesn't work. Because when black comes here, white will do that. And this shape itself seems like good for white. But then there is this cut over here. And then do that. And this one and that. And like this. Doesn't work for white. I was very happy that this move was not working for white. So white had to cut. And then I pushed here. Then white exchanged this one. And here and that. So at this point, this is a capturing race between this white and black. If I get to capture this white, then this result is quite good for me. You know, white can still cut over here by peeping this one, but then this is not as big as getting all around here, and this black would be quite good. So when I came over here, white attached it. No. Yes, white attached it here, and then I couldn't hane because then white can cut here. If I do something like this one, then white will just atari and then cut these three stones. So actually I can only do that, but then white would atari here and atari, and this shape wouldn't work for black. So I had to extend here, and then I was thinking white was planning to go out like that. And then my plan was to exchange this one and maybe connect here. Once I'm connected with this group, then maybe white will need to go out. And then connecting this group is also sente because white needs to leave. And then maybe I'll go out. This is so complicated. And maybe it still doesn't work for me, but I was just hoping something would work. But anyway, before going out, white blocked here. And this one is sente because if I don't answer, for example, do that, then white will easily capture this black. So for the capturing race, I needed to do this one. And now if white just comes over here, then black would do that and that. And white has 3 liberties and black has 4. So when black came over here, white did this one. Actually, I was hoping white would go out. And at this point, it's not any call. It's not call and it's nothing for white. What happens is black would do that and then white needs to connect. And after this exchange, black can just push here and then net and then just connect here. This is very interesting because white cannot capture these four stones. So the most white can do is to do that and then squeeze over here. But then still when black comes over here, black has four liberties and white has only three. You see this is sente like this. So actually after this exchange, white couldn't go out anymore. So I was a little bit excited, but then there was this move. This is really good move because when white comes here, if I want to continue with the capturing race, I need to do that. But then when white connects here, cutting over here and this one becomes miai. I need to do that and white cuts or white cuts here. Oh, wait. Oh, yes, white cuts here. So in the actual game, I was thinking this was not working, but then I had almost heart attack because as I was reviewing, I thought for 1 second that this was not working for white. And then I was wondering if I made big mistake in the actual game. But actually this is not working for black. So white does that and then when black comes over here, white can exchange this one first and then do that. So now it's not working for black, right? So this one was not working. And then my last hope was to have ko over here. Actually, this would have worked very well for me if I had at least one ko thread. But the problem was that I didn't even have one good ko thread. So the best I could get was to do this one. And then of course white didn't answer. And then I cut here. But still, I got here. Yeah, at this point, this white's corner territory is quite good. And then I still have this cut. And all my potential territory is gone. So it's quite hopeless at this point. But I thought I would just play a few more moves and see what happens. So white came over here and then I answered this one. If I don't answer, then this Atari is painful. I need to connect. And this one is also sente. I need to connect this way. And when white extends, all white would be connected and this group is so baseless. It's so painful. So at this point I came over here. Wait, something's wrong. Okay. I don't know what went wrong, but anyway. So I came over here and then white did that and that. So I did this one. And then when white came over here, normally I would hane over here. But then this was not a normal situation. So I was thinking maybe I should split these two white before I do that. But then when white haned here, I couldn't cut. This would be, yeah, too difficult. So when I did that, white came over here and then there was no hane anymore. So I just exchanged this one and connected to this side. Luckily with this one, I can still connect to this side with this cut. So that was working. And then white came over here. Actually, for white could just do that, and then white would have easy time winning this game. But my opponent is very mean. So he was trying to do the most he could get. And then I was also trying to see if I can find any hope. So when white came over here, I it, and then white came over here, and I did that. And then white did this one. When white came over here, I was feeling like very nervous. I mean, good nervous. Because I was wondering if I could do this one. If I can somehow capture these four stones, then it would be really good news. White will still need to leave this one somehow, and then if I get Sente and connect this one, then maybe with the gain I had from this side, I could hope for something. Also, I could try to get some squeeze out of this black stat group. But this is all possible only if I can tenuki this one. So my first thought was that if white cuts over here like this, and then do that, then maybe I'll come over here in Sente and do that. And with this one, if white comes over here, I have two eyes. See? So that was my hope. And then I didn't have much time to think. So I was thinking, oh, maybe this is working. But then I didn't play here, by the way, because at the last minute I saw this one. After this one, instead of cutting right away, white can go out here and then do this one like this. So now I need to make one eye. Oh, wait. Oh, right. No, after that, white would come over here. Sorry, I was thinking, what? After this, black can just leave like this. But that is not the case. White would come over here, and then I need to connect because otherwise it doesn't make sense. White will be all connected with this. But then when black comes over here, white will just do that and then it doesn't work. Simple reason. So eventually I came over here, but then white exchanged this one and that one. And that was also Sente. I had to answer. And when white came over here, this was basically the end. But then I tried a few more moves, doing this one and that. But then this was all Sente, and now this group's in trouble. Like white could exchange all these, and then by itself it's not clear whether black can leave. But anyway, without exchanging any of this, white came over here, and that's Sente. So I had to answer. And then when white came over here, yeah, it was already pretty difficult. I did my best to chase this white group, but then even this one was not working because when I cut, white came out, and then this one was Sente. This is the only answer. And then white exchanged all these and cut here. And now this. So my ending game was like. The end of the game was like I died everywhere. So at this point I resigned. So this was the game. I thought it was quite interesting though, especially in the middle. If I could manage better, maybe I could have some chance, I guess. It was so pity that I didn't have one code threat to win this call. Because if that was possible, I think the game was actually good for black. But, it's always the code thread, right? And then, yeah, I guess it was a very difficult game. White was so strong all over, and then I was thin. Although I was doing well in terms of points. So, anyway, that was the game I played today. Although I lost, I had fun time playing this game. And then I am very happy that I could still play in tournaments. Although I have the full-time job, I am because I'm working for this Go Federation. My boss doesn't mind that I would play in tournaments when I have the time. But when I have like a business trips or meetings or some other urgent tasks, tournament is not my top priority. But like today when I have the time, I like to play. So that was the game. Oh, and then I had this experiment with this life and death problem last time. And then thank you so much for all your feedback. Although some of you suggested that it was too fast or a little difficult to follow, but many of you told me that it was interesting to watch. And then actually, I received many requests to continue in the same format. So that is the plan at the moment. I'll make more of this live Go problem series. And from the next time, I might try to explain a little more and maybe do fewer problems so that the video would be a little shorter. I think 45 minutes was much longer than I intended. Anyway, thank you for all your feedback. And then I'll share this SGF file on my Facebook. Also, my first live streaming next week, Saturday. The exact time and opponent will be shared on Facebook. So, this is all for today. Thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.